90 seconds. Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Yo, yo, yo. Can everybody hear me? Let me know in the chat. Can you hear me? Can you hear me loud and clear? Am I coming through loud and clear? I know I messed up last time. Just want to make sure before I go any further. Can you hear me? Let me know in the chat. Can you hear me? All right, I'm gonna go ahead anyway. All right, make sure you can hear me. All right, so look, today's topic, keeping the spirit of the Ballot of the Bullet. All right, we're gonna play bits. We're gonna play a few bits of the speech of Malcolm X, and this was a speech given in 1964, April 3rd, 1964. All right, and I'm going to show you guys, and I'm gonna, we're just gonna have a conversation about. Why does it sound like what we hear in this speech that he gives? Why does it sound like something that somebody would be saying today? All right, let's go.
We've got to vote for you. Don't have much to choose from. You got Satan, the devil, Lucifer. What are you really choosing?
And salute, Sister Catherine. Yeah, so like I said, with 2024 elections right around the corner. All right. A lot of Negroes, a lot of black folks, a lot of black people in our community still think that, or may think that, Democrats is the clear, obvious option, only option, right? I beg to differ. And I'm going to say this, right? The power of your vote still lies in withholding your vote. That says a lot as well. Imagine if the black community as a voting bloc held their votes for one election. Right? We all know what would happen. The Democrats will fall to their knees begging and pleading. First, they would be angry because they would lose the election because we're always the deciding factor in the elections, right? We always the deciding factor. So first they would be pissed off, right? But then they would come to their senses, or act as if they come into their senses, and they would beg and plead, right? They would beg and plead the next 2 years for the next election. But this is what I'm going to get into: The Ballot or the Bullet by Malcolm X, all right? And let me know if this sounds like he is saying it in 64 or saying it in 2023, all right? Let's go. Here's the first clip.
In Washington, D.C., in the House of Representatives, there are 257 who are Democrats. Only 177 are Republicans. In the Senate, there are 67 Democrats. Only 33 are Republicans. The party that you bash controls 2/3 of the House of Representatives and the Senate, and still they can't keep their promise to you, because you're a chump. Anytime you throw your weight behind a political party that controls 2/3 of the government, and that party can't keep the promise that it made to you during election time, and you're dumb enough to walk around continuing to identify yourself with that party, you're not only a chump, but you're a traitor to your race.
Factamundo. Factamundo. Now, you see what he described, right? I'm going to put this back up. He's talking about 64. Lyndon Johnson was running for president again, whatever, right? This is what he was talking about. The Democrats did not need Republicans for anything, whether in the representatives or the Senate. They did not need them for anything. And what happened, right? We got the civil rights, right? But guess who's using our civil rights still? Guess who's using our civil rights as we speak right now? LGBTQ community, the Asian community, the Jewish community, white women with their fight for, equal pay. I mean, name a minority community, and I guarantee you they can use what was designed and what was supposed to have been created for us. Right? So, and let's put this back up, right? Because, it's like, that was in 64. No, Negro, look at here, 2009, 2010, the first black president of the United States of America. 257 Democrats to 178 Republicans in the House of Representatives. Let's move over to the Senate. 60 to 40 in the Senate. He had a supermajority, folks. He came in with everything at his fingertips. And what happened? Right? So, like I said, in my opinion, 2024 is important because I want to see what our community is going to say. You got options. You have options when it comes to presidential. I don't fault anybody for voting in your local government. That's perfectly fine, and it's very important, okay? Because they'll do more to hurt you or to help you more than the president can ever do, all right? But when it comes to the presidential election, I want to see what our black community says. And I know we're not a monolith, but I just want to see, are we going to vote for Cornel West, or are we going to publicly say, worldwide, we don't believe in you, Joe Biden, and we don't believe on anybody on the other side? And before we go any further, I'm going to play another clip, right? Because, like I said, the first clip sounded like he was talking about, things that's going on today. But let's hear what he got to say after this. This is the next clip.
22 million black victims of Americanism are waking up. And they're gaining a new political consciousness, becoming politically mature. And as they develop this political maturity, they're able to see the recent trends in these political elections. They see that the whites are so evenly divided that every time they vote, the race is so close, they have to go back and count the votes all over again. And which means that any minority that has a block of votes that stick together is in a strategic position. Either way you go, that's who gets it. You're in a position to determine who'll go to the White House and who'll stay in the doghouse. You're the one who has that power. You can keep Johnson in Washington, D.C., or you can send him back to his Texas cotton patch. You're the one who sent Kennedy to Washington. You're the one who put the present Democratic administration in Washington, D.C. The whites were evenly divided. It was the fact that you threw 80% of your votes behind the Democrats that put the Democrats in the White House. When you see this, you can see that the Negro vote is the key factor. And despite the fact that you are in a position to be the determining factor, what do you get out of it? The Democrats have been in Washington, D.C. only because of the Negro vote. They've been down there 4 years. And all other legislation they wanted to bring up, they brought it up and gotten it out of the way, and now they bring up you. And now they bring up you. You put them first, and they put you last. Because you're a chump.
Is he lying? Is he lying? I swear, man. Because I don't know how I came across. Well, I know I came across it on YouTube. I was YouTube surfing, and I came across it, and I was familiar with it. I was familiar with the speech, and I said, you know what? Let me sit down and just listen to the whole thing. And I was like, yo, how is this man in April of 1964 talking about things that are still issues with us today? And black folks, I ain't gonna say all of us, but you know who I'm talking about. Black folks got the nerve to spew out of their mouth how things have gotten better. Huh? Can you explain this to me? Why we still have Emmett Tills, Rasheem Carter, Breonna I mean, I can give you a long list, whether they were lynched by, the what do you call them, the citizen mob, the KKK mobs, or the Boys in Blue, that mob, that gang, right? But yet your president of the United States of America was signing an executive order of protection for the Asian community, but it took forever to pass the anti-lynching bill, the Emmett Till bill, while this heifer who was responsible for it, the culprit behind the whole thing, got to die die from cancer in peace. And these niggas are going to run to these polls because these Democrats got these folks thinking that Donald Trump is so much of the boogeyman, and this is who you need to be worried. So y'all are so caught up in what's going on with Donald Trump and all these indictments. You're not even paying attention to what's really going on. Y'all need to look behind that curtain. That's why they keep pushing it in y'all face, man. They want y'all to think that a Republican side, and I'm not saying I'm for the Republican side. What I'm saying is that Democrats have been very good at pointing out how worse the other side is and how we're the better option. We're the better of the two worsts. We're the less of the two evils. Instead of them trying to be on the right side of the coin on everything, especially when it comes to us. You ain't heard none of these Negro. You ain't heard none of nan Democrat that has any type of power utter the word reparations. And you're right. It's infuriating. It's infuriating, but it's also so infuriating to me because, I can't tell you how many times on Instagram I've been called a coon, I've been called a sellout. When I call out, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck, old dirty Chuck, AOC, when I call out all these people, right? They be like, "Oh, you a sellout." It's like you don't say nothing. You don't never say nothing about the Republicans, and it's like, yo, why would I talk about the Republicans? The Republicans ain't telling me how they for me. They not telling my people how they for my people. The Republicans is like, yo, get it how you live. Hey, that's y'all business. So why would I be mad at anything they got going on? They're showing their hand. They're telling you who they really are, and you gotta respect that. What I don't respect is the person who keeps telling me that they gonna pay me back my $100 that they owe me, and every time I see them, they got an excuse on why they ain't got my $100. Come on, common sense. Why would I have to say anything negative? Why should I have to say anything negative about the Republican side? They are exactly who they always been. But the Democrats are the one who keep placating and, you know what I'm saying, manipulating my community. And you know, like I said, at a certain point, man, like I'm not gonna feel bad for y'all no more because y'all allowing yourselves to keep being manipulated. Y'all allowing this. Y'all are just, look, I don't mean to offend anybody, but I apologize, but not apologize. But yo, y'all remind me of folks off of Roots. You remind me of them fiddlers. You just because Massa throw you a piece of chicken, you scared to leave that plantation. You scared to leave that plantation. Ain't nothing but field niggas and house niggas that keep coming after me every time I say something bad about they lovely Sleepy Joe. Let me see. Let me get to the comments. Let me see. Yes, they use scare tactics. That's all they do. That's all they do. Just like, y'all remember when Joe Biden said, hey, if you still trying to figure out whether to vote for me or Trump, you're not black. You remember when he said that? I ain't forget that. I also ain't forget when he didn't want to integrate his kids' schools. He said it would be a jungle. I ain't forget that either. I don't forget a lot of stuff, man, when it comes to these dudes, man. I don't forget that 1994 crime bill and your son at the house smoking crack like Pookie off of New Jack City. You know what I'm saying? I can't forget these things. Republicans don't get 90% of our vote. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It is my 2 cents. That's right. But yeah, you know, a lot of us still have that slave mentality. We have that slave mentality. Like you know those like old exploitation movies where like the dude is the pimp and he take the picture and he got the two girls. He got one girl on one leg sitting down holding his leg and the other girl on the other side sitting down holding his leg and he up here like this. That's what I think when I think of Democrats in the black community. When I see black folks running to the polls and trying to justify stuff and, you know, being so hard on Trump and ain't got shit to say about Joe Biden. Joe Biden is just as crooked as Donald Trump. Keep it gangster. Please stop talking to me or stop talking about Trump like he's the damn Antichrist. Trump is a piece of shit just like Joe Biden. They both the same. They both the same. You're like, oh, well, Donald Trump, he didn't want to give, he held on to those documents. He didn't want to give them back. Like I gave this analogy plenty of times before. Joe Biden and Donald Trump, they're two thieves that broke into your house. You run down on Joe Biden and you catch him with your stuff and he drops and he runs off. Donald Trump, you catch him and he like, nah, you're going to have to fight me for this, and he runs off. At the end of the day, they still thieves. They still criminals. Just because one turns himself in and the other one ain't willing to turn himself in, it don't mean that you ain't talking about two criminals. It don't make one better criminal than the other or worse than the other. They both committed crimes. It's just facts. It's just facts. And I'm going to play this next clip, Dr. Khalid Muhammad. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but if you're not, you better be. You better be. Because I'm telling you, man, that if this man was still alive today, I say the same thing about Brother Malcolm X. But Dr. Khalid Muhammad, if he was still alive today and he didn't get poisoned and get taken out. But let's get to this clip.
Can they solve our problems? Again, I repeat, you can all go out and vote. The popular vote does not elect a president. The Electoral College vote elects a president.
So listen, you hear what he just said, right? The popular vote does not get you your president, right? So next time somebody come to you and try to get on your ass because you say, you know what, nah, I'm gonna chill at the crib. I don't see anybody on this ballot that I believe in, so I'm gonna stay at the crib this time. I ain't gonna vote this time. I'm just gonna sit on my vote. And they try to get on you and try to make you and try to say, well, if you don't vote, you can't complain and all this other stuff. And every vote matters. No, it don't, because if every vote it matter, you wouldn't need the electoral college. You wouldn't need it. Every 2 and 4 years, for me, my state is red. Why? Because it's majority Republican voters. So my vote, that's why I get pissed off too, is because Democrats don't even come to Alabama and campaign and speak to people down here. They say, well, the state's red, so there's no point in coming down here. They just go to the blue states. They just stay up top for the most part. And it's like, yo, you got people in the South in red states that vote Democrat, they're gonna vote for y'all, especially in the presidential election. But y'all don't come down here to talk to us. But let's just keep going. Let's keep going.
Didn't you know that? We've got to vote. Our people came before us and they died for the right to vote. Vote for what? We're going to decide on a candidate. Oh, you are? Well, you don't have much to choose from. You got Satan, the devil, Lucifer, and Beelzebub. What are you really choosing?
Exactly. Who are you gonna vote for? Somebody told me Republicans and Democrats are like two aunties. Like when you a kid and you ask the Republican auntie, can you take me to Disney World? And the auntie say, nah, I ain't taking you to Disney World. The Democrats are the auntie that be like, oh yeah, baby, I'm gonna take you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna come by next week and I'm gonna take you. Next week come, auntie, we going to Disney World? Oh baby, I don't have money right now. You know what? Next week I'm gonna take you to Disneyland. Okay, I promise you. Okay, next week come. Oh baby, you know things are hard for me right now. I just, your uncle, he just lost his job. You know what? Give me 2 more weeks, baby. I promise you I'm gonna take you. 2 weeks come, and she got another excuse. Oh baby, auntie need new wigs. Auntie got a hole in her purse, baby. I don't know what happened to the money. I had the money too, baby. Somebody done stole my money, baby. You ain't gonna believe what happened to me. I'm just saying, I'll rock with the auntie. They're gonna tell me straight out, nah, I ain't taking you. Before I deal with the lying ass auntie. Anybody want to call in though and express your thoughts, man? Like, say, hey yo, look, because I'm telling you. My 2 choices that I feel I have right now is to sit on my vote when it comes to the presidential election or vote for Cornel West. That's it. They're my only 2 choices. And it's sad. I've even pondered the thought of me running for president. I pondered that thought a couple times. I was like, boy, man, if I were president, ooh, wee. They better not ever let nobody like me up in the White House. I'm telling you straight up. I'm telling you. If I was president, they probably kill me. They probably shoot. They probably shoot me coming out of the IHOP. Yeah. Democrat auntie, man. Democrat auntie. They always got a good lie for you why they can't take you to Disney World. But Republican auntie gonna tell you flat out, nigga, I ain't never liked you. I don't like you, and I don't like your mama. Yeah, your mama's my sister, but I never liked her. I ain't taking you nowhere. I ain't taking you or your badass brothers and sisters. That's Republican auntie for you. They gonna tell you. No, Republican auntie gonna tell you, go get a job, make your money, and go take yourself to Disney World. That's what they gonna do. That's what Republican auntie gonna tell you. Nigga, go get a job and go take yourself to Disney World. But yeah, so what do you guys think? Who in this next presidential election? What do you what are you gonna do? Are you gonna vote just locally, or are you gonna vote presidential? Who are you gonna vote for? That's my opinion. I'm not gonna technically fault you, any way other than if you vote for Democrats. I would rather you vote for Republican than Democrat right now. And I'm not saying because I believe in the Democratic Party, but somebody needs to slap the Democrats in the face. They do. They just like, anybody got kids? Any parents reward your children for doing what you told them not to do? You reward the Democratic Party with your vote. You're letting them know that they can keep doing what they've been doing as you keep voting for them and them not do anything for you. I guarantee you, they be back in them offices in Capitol Hill and they little offices and just cackling and talking and having a little drink and stuff and like, oh, they still gonna vote for us because they don't want Trump in office, or because they don't want DeSantis, or because they don't want Vivek, whatever that fool name is. They're gonna vote for us. They're mad right now, but they'll come around. Don't worry about them. If we start feeling anything different, Kamala, come here, gal, come here. And slap her on the ass. Hey, look, if you see anything drop within the black community when it comes to these next polls that come out next week, I want you to get your ass out there and do your thing, girl. You understand me? That's what get your ass out there. Pimping her. All right. Yeah, I should run for president. But I'm telling you, man, they're going to catch me coming out of IHOP. They're going to catch me. They're going to catch me. I don't know. I mean, you know, and look, I even thought, let me tell you how much I thought about it. I said that if I ran for president and I won, I wouldn't even have the Secret Service as my security. I would have Elmer Jerome Pratt Gun Club. Because I wouldn't be able to trust the Secret Service. I wouldn't be able to trust them. I wouldn't be able to trust them. They will be working in cahoots with the CIA and the FBI. They do me just like how they did JFK. Let me see. Democratic Party have taken black people for granted for years. Not years, decades. And we continue to fall for the rope-a-dope every time. That's right. I say Cornel West or bust. But so many of our people I talked to said, dump anyone but a Democrat next year. One thing I do like about Trump, dump, okay, is the illegal immigration reform. Yeah, like I said, there are some things that I agree with on the Republican side. There are some things I agree with on the Republican side. And look, black people, you can't be mad at the Democrats for not placating to y'all, for not trying to lure y'all in. Y'all not voting for them. You're not trying to talk to them. And it's sad because the history of black folks, in our history, we were Republicans. The first black people to hold political office were Republicans. You know, it's sad. It's sad, you know. The thing is that, see, that's the crazy thing is that the Democrats I was voting for, but who, you know, a lot of black folks are voting for now about all of these issues that they have when it comes to police, when it comes to, you know, redlining, when it comes to all these issues. Those were policies put in place by the old Dixiecrats, Democrats. So you're going to the same party that put all of these things in place and asking them to change it. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Brother Vaughn, this is the first time I might vote Republican for president. Hey, look, slap him in the face. That's what I say. Slap him in the face, yo. Slap him in the face. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can happen? Trump was in office for what, 4 years? 4 years, right? We made it through that. Right? Yeah, we made it through that. Okay. Well, so let me ask you this. Outside of the personality issues that we may have with Trump, okay, outside of that, right? Where was the black community under the presidency under Trump versus the presidency under Joe Biden? I would say they're the same. So it's crazy to me for Democrats to try to trick me into thinking that Trump is bad for the black people when you motherfuckers are no better for us. So why don't we just fall back? Just fall back. See, I never thought I would. Not Trump, though, man. Hey, look, I don't blame nobody for not wanting to vote for Trump. You know what I'm saying? I used to say this, and my dad got on me for saying this. My dad got on me for saying this. I said that if Trump had a moral compass, if he had a moral compass, he could have been the best president that we ever had. And I'm going to tell you why. Because number one, he's not a politician. He don't play them political games. If you are against him, he's going to call you out. If you try to play him, he's going to call you out by name. He don't play those political games. And he look, he was hard on China. He wasn't playing games with these folks. A lot of people thought, oh, Trump, we're going to be in all these wars. Trump's going to bring. We weren't in no wars, but guess what war we in now with Russia using Ukraine as a proxy? You get what I'm saying? Gas prices high as hell still. Inflation still high as hell still. And guess what? In Maui, he giving $700 to each family, each household in Maui, and they done went through a hell of a lot worse than what Ukraine going through. And he's still dropping all billions on top of billions of dollars to Ukraine. So you ask yourself the question. I guarantee you Trump would have said, man, let the chips fall where they may. Hey, man, look here. Look, Ukraine, y'all shouldn't have been violating over there in Russia. You know, you should have respected Putin's, borders and all that stuff, man. Hey, man, how the chips may fall, bro. I can't help you. I'm not getting involved in that. You know? But I always say that about Trump, man. If Trump had a moral compass, if he was, a decent human being, he could have been the best president we ever had. Because if you get Trump on your side, Trump is going to fight. He is going to fight. He's going to fight dirty if he has to. He is going to do what he got to do. And if he can't do it, and it is because of whoever it may be, he is going to get behind that podium and he is going to call you out by name. He is not going to play those political games. Them fools wouldn't. The Democratic Party wouldn't even call out Manchin publicly when he was throwing a monkey wrench in every plan that they had. And people was like, yo, Manchin must be the president of the United States of America because he got more power than Joe Biden. Because he's the one who's standing in between whether they get this policy passed or this one fails. I was like, man, but they would never call him out publicly. Shoot. But that's right. Black people used to be Republicans. Black people used to be Republicans, yo. Don't forget that. Do not forget the history of these parties. Please don't. Okay? They tell you, boy, they tell you, hey, if you don't pay attention to history, it will repeat itself. But yeah, so that's all I had. And from now on, I will be doing lives later. As you can see, Ballot TV, 11 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Eastern. Because YouTube has been, they've been trying to sharpshoot me. So I figure if I go later at night, out of the way of the heavy traffic times, maybe I can stay off their radar until I'm able to start up my website, because that's what I'm going to do eventually, y'all. I'm eventually going to create a website, and I'm going to live stream from that website, okay? Because I do not like these folks being able to dictate how I move. And let me tell you, you want to know what happened to me? I'm going to tell you what happened to me. I'm going to tell you why I was in jail for a week, right? Okay, so after the riverboat brawl, right? People were posting the videos, and I was posting them too, right? And especially the video where the guy was hitting the man and the woman in the head with the chair, right? So I ran across another video where a black guy hit a white guy in the head with a chair and knocked him out. They took down my video and they said that I'm suspended for a week because I was promoting violence. I was emailing them. They didn't even want to talk back to me. They would send me like little BS back and forth, messages talking about, here's the community guidelines. We reviewed your appeal. Because I was telling them like, yo, but you didn't strike me for posting the riverboat brawl though. You didn't give me a strike for that. But why are you gonna strike me for this? It's the same damn thing. Oh, it's just we reviewed it and it goes against our community guidelines. When it comes to violence. I said, yo, I seen the same video on YouTube, though. I ran across it on YouTube. What are you talking about? I'm sorry, sir. You know, if you need any other information or any more help, you can go to this link or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, they got me. So I'm going to start a website so I can live stream. That's what a lot of people who get canceled, that's what they do now. They live stream from website. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that. I'm going to start working on building that. Anybody want to help me out with that, man, you know, hit me up, Von's 2 cents at gmail.com. Von's 2 cents at gmail.com. All right. You know, hit me up if you want to help me out with that. All right. But other than that, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And this is the end of my show. And please share this video. Share this video. I don't say that a lot, but this is important. This is a very important video. Please share this video. All right. Appreciate you guys. And peace.